So with those controls, those two switches and those 6 dials there, you can basically dial in the sound of late 50s to late 70s non-master volume amp. One side's the silicon rectifier channel, the other side offers the same controls but voiced for more of a valve rectifier sound. Start with the silicon rectifier. Right, this more stroke presence control. Right, in the middle it's basically in neutral. It's like a British amp with the presence all the way down to 0. And then if I dig in a bit harder, now if you turn it this way, clockwise, then it's like turning the presence all the way up. As you turn it sort of around the kind of 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock mark, then it's more like a Fender blackface, where there's not quite so much negative feedback, so it breaks up a bit easier. Okay, and then fully counterclockwise, it's like an AC30 or a matchless, where there's no negative feedback at all, so it's just a smooth transition from clean to overdriven. So that's what that does. The ghost control, never seen before on a pedal or on anything as far as I'm aware. And what that does is, and when you're playing like high notes, sort of typically the higher 3 strings from sort of the 5th to the 15th fret, when you're playing these and pushing the amplifier really hard, then you hear a lower frequency note introduced alongside the note you're playing. So first on the right hand side we've got something labelled Bright Cap, and it's basically like on a Fender Blackface amp where you've got the bright switch, and what that does is it connects a capacitor across the volume control, and it allows the high frequencies to bypass the volume control. And let's put it to US, so this is like a Blackface Fender. Now if we put it to the GB side, what that does is not just the trebles that bleed past the volume control, it's all the mids as well. It just slices off all the bass that might make the overdrive really muddy, and it just makes the guitar cut through the mix. Okay, so moving on to the preamp control, we've got off, and then GB is with the bass on 0, and the mids all the way up, and the treble all the way up. So it gets rid of all the mud the bass might produce when you distort all the bass frequencies, and it's just got all the nice kind of mid-range stuff. So let's try that from the off position, which is flat, to the GB. In fact, let's hear it clean. So this is with it off, and then GB. On the US side, we're applying the same approach to setting the EQ, except it's on a Blackface Fender, which is just a bit brighter sounding again. So if we go from off to the US side, it's going to be more pronounced. Okay, the reason there's a mid boost in the pedal is because, like something like a Vox, the tone stack is capable of removing all the mids. So the idea was to provide a control that could put all the mids back in again. So really, I think it's going to be most useful as just like a solo boost, something to cut through a mix in a live situation. So let's hear how that sounds. So we've got mid-level, which is how much boost, and we've got mid-frequency, which is, I guess, pretty obviously that's the frequency. But let's assign it to the channel we're on, which is the silicon channel. Okay, so that's nice and easy. Look at the blend override, what that does. So I'm going to dial in, with the same channel, I'm going to turn the dry gain down, and I've got the blend like more near the dry end. So this is what it sounds like. Now when I do blend override, it's the same as having that control fully clockwise, so it's going to be full distortion or over the overdrive sound. Let's just turn that up a bit. So it's a bit like having an extra channel, if you like. And hopefully it'll just kind of recapture some of those classic guitar tones. Just an unabridged, it says unabridged amp tone, and that's what we wanted to do. We wanted an overdrive pedal that created the complete tone of an amp. So yeah, there you go, good luck.